Hey guys, welcome back to Burning Rubber Garage. Again, we're working on the Nova here. I'm going to try and give you a nice shot of it. It's got some really nice, I always have liked the wheels, but it's got some really nice paint. Just kind of wiped it down, nothing too crazy. See if I can give you a decent shot of it, and you can kind of see how it fades in as you go in the back and the light kind of fades off. So, really nice setup here. But what we're doing today, we're trying to get this thing ready for the road. We just put fuel injection on, me and Justin did. I'm going to swap out the plugs. As you can see here, I can get to every single plug with ease. Some cars you cannot do that. Now if we had an AC unit, there'd probably be some AC stuff here in the way and it'd make it a lot harder. We're also going to change the oil, and we're also going to install the little bit bigger thread. I'll show you some tips on cutting that and making that work for you, because we got to get the air cleaner on there. So we've got oil. I'm going to run a Max Life 10W K&N filter, but I'm also going to run this Restore. It's an older engine. It's not like it's brand new. We're trying to make it last as long as it can, which is going to be good. Hopefully you guys like the new camera setup. It's got a little bit of a track. It tracks a little slow, but hopefully it's been good. A couple people messaged and wanted to see the fuel unit again. So right here you've got your PSIs going to the throttle body, and then you got your PSIs going in. We're right around the 12 mark going in with the mechanical. We're right at 58 here, and then we go up to here. I'm going to have to adjust this and turn this nozzle down. And then we got a throttle issue I'm going to try and address, and if I can, I'll get a light in there and show you that. So let's go ahead and I'll kind of show you what we've got going on with the spark plugs. I'm not going to show you all of them. I'll probably show you one. That way if you're doing this for the first time, we can definitely help you out here. So what you've got, let's adjust this camera here, is you've got your distributor at the back. This goes around, and as it does, it sends a spark to what cylinder needs to fire. Whether you have 4, 6, 5, 8, 10, whatever the number may be, could even be 1 if it's a lawnmower, you're going to have a wire going to your plug. So what you've got to do is you want to pull it off. I like to do one at a time. Set it to the side, and then you'll put a socket on there, take it out. I like to replace them one at a time. Once I get the plug pulled out, I'll go ahead and show you how to gap them and stuff like that. Alright guys, so for this car we need the 13/16. Some cars you might want an extension, sometimes you might even want a bigger one, and then your ratchet. For this car I don't need that. One thing that's always nice to do before you get in there and wonder is, if I'm going this way, so we got righty-tighty, so if I can pull it to the right, we're going to be tightening. If I go that way, we're loosening. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, so we want to go left. So I need to flick this way, and I should be able to go like that. And a little resistance here means I'm going to be taking it off. So what I'm going to do is, you can do it this way. The cool thing about this is it has rubber down in there. I don't know if you can see it. It's got a piece of rubber down in there. What that does is it holds the plug so that when you pull it out, it doesn't go far. Right, so I like to slide it on there. It's going to take a little bit to get these off. And then I usually take it with my other hand, hold the ratchet there, pull it out. You see, these aren't terrible. They're not terrible. They are pretty black, gummed up. It was running really rich. These haven't even been in a year, I don't think. But it also hasn't run a whole lot either. Let me grab one of these other ones. Where'd it go? That's a good one. All right, so you can kind of see the difference here. We've got, this one's black all the way to the thread, really caked on down in there. This one's not as bad. But I'm going to replace them all because this is going to give it as much fuel as it needs and help run it out, so this isn't trying to burn so much fuel that it's suiting it up. So let me get the new plug and I'll show you how to gap it. Alright, you probably have seen these before. They're at the checkout stands as you go to leave. This one goes from 0.020 to 0.080. What you want to do, you want to start on the small side, slide it in there so it's between the two. Just kind of let it go. All these plugs are right around close to 30. Alright guys. I wanted to remind you guys, we are still looking for rides that you guys work on, you daily drive. We really want something that's modified a little bit, whether it's an exhaust, intake, or even if it's a daily driver and you just keep fixing things on it. We want to see those type of rides. That's what we want to showcase at burningrubbergaragerides@gmail.com. That's what we want to see. We've had a lot of questions on that. We've had a few submissions. As soon as we get probably a good handful of them, we'll start making those episodes. I think that'll be really fun to see what your the guys out there watching the videos along with you are driving. You know, I mean, you see what I've got. We want to see what you've got. We've had some really cool stuff sent in. I'd like to see a few more come in, and then we'll definitely get that segment kicked off. And maybe that's what you guys want to see. You want to see what we're going to do with it. So those of you who are brave, send us a couple pictures and a story. Appreciate it. Hopefully there's a few more of you out there, because I know a lot of you guys that watch have cool cars. You guys have some fun rides. And to me, cool can be as simple as one of my favorite styles is a 96 to 99 Tahoe. Freaking love them. They always let me down, but I freaking love them. Anyways, hopefully you'll send it in. burnandrubbergaragerides@gmail.com. Thanks, guys. Now I imagine this thread's into there. Yep. Let's get that bad boy in there nice and tight. Problem is, this is going to be too big. Way too big. I was already hitting the hood before. So what I need to do, set this up and on it. And so I'm going to put this guy on backwards. And I'll show you why in a minute. I'm going to put that guy on right there. And that's going to mark where I'm going to cut. So this is turned in. I can probably go a little tighter. I'm going to cut it right about there. So now I can unspin this. Pull this out. And the reason why I want this on, if I had a nut, I would use that, is once I cut it, this can help straighten out the threads, and that's what I really want to see, is the threads get straightened out. So I'm going to set this up in my vise, show you how to cut it. I probably won't show you the whole thing, show you at the end what I mean about taking this on and off a couple times, get those threads straight, because it could mess with those threads. So let's go ahead and get that cut. See you in just a second. All right, guys, I've got a 24 tooth. I also got a pack of, I believe they're 32 teeth per inch. And I might saw with this. I'm really debating which to try and do. But at the same time, this would probably work. So I had my air cleaner, I had it pointed down. So now I know where I need to cut. The reason I said I like to point it down is so that it points down, and that's the end I need to go down. Makes sense, right? What I want to do here is just take this and start sawing. It's going to take you a second. Probably not forever, but just a second or two. You know, if I could hold my hand there, and if this vise was down in there, it'd be a lot sturdier, but for now this is good. I didn't want to put it on my table because a lot of times I put other stuff on here and it just gets in the way. So we're about halfway through. Where you want to be careful is at the very end. Oh, now we're snagged. There we go. At the very end, it wants to chunk out. Let me loosen this up. Slide this out of the way. So now you can kind of see there. Let's come over here in the light. You can kind of see there it kind of chunked up the threads, but watch this. I can come off with this. It's going to realign my threads. Now what I want to do is go around one more time. And you look at this and you think, oh geez, that's not a very big piece. No, it's not, but I also have that spacer in there. So now look at those threads. It cleaned it right up. Wing nut's still going to work. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Cleaned it right up. So what I'm going to do is run this wing nut over it one more time. That's probably the biggest trick of the trade you'll ever find, is run a nut over it. This wing nut works. It takes a little while to get all the thread through it, but that cleans it right up. So if you bent it or anything like that, you'll be okay. All right, guys, we got the air cleaner here. I'd really like to find something besides Eldebrock. I wish Phytech would have given me an air cleaner, but they didn't, so it's okay. All right, so that guy's down in. Those are both tight. Let's see if I cut it good, if we can get this wing nut on, get it tight, and then I'll come back and loosen that up. We're going to be good. That's enough for this to grab and be good to go. All right, let's set this bad boy on and see if that did our clearance. If not, I'm going to take... oh yeah, look at that. That's right where it was hitting. Now we're just barely missing, which is awesome. I'm going to take my wing nut on. I'm one of those that I like to have my Eldebrock thing lined up. Look at how easy that went on. Give it a nice crank down. It's not going to hurt it. Here we go. I like that lined up. That lined up. We're buttoned up here. All we got to do now is change the oil and look into the throttle cable. All right, guys, we're going to get started. We're going to do the oil. One thing I want to do is, because I can always saw off more, I didn't feel it hit. I bet it went back into that black stuff though. But we're going to start on the oil. What we've got, 9/16 catch pan. It's really all you need. You need this kind of a low car up, which is what we got right here, up on some lift blocks. Down there the tires are on them. That's what I like to use. Alright guys, I usually buy the K&N filters because they have the wrench off. This time the wrench off didn't work, it just kind of crushed. So probably still a good idea to have one of these. They call them an oil filter wrench. What it does is it grabs around there, and then as you go to pull it, it catches on the filter like that, and then you can turn it off. And if you get it and it's going the wrong way, you got to make sure you're going counterclockwise, which would grab it like that. So I'm having a little issue with this oil filter coming off. I was going to try and reuse it, but I think I screwed it up trying to get it off. So I'm going to go ahead and use this, get it off, probably end up going and getting a new filter. Okay, so what you want to do here is you'll put the oil filter up. This one sits like this, straight up and down, so I can put it in it. Some of them sit like that, it's really hard to feel. But what you do here, and you'll take you a little bit of your oil, and just kind of pour it in. You don't need tons, but every little bit you put in there helps on startup from having the motor run dry for a second. So this will be nice, and then the nice thing is I got a little bit there. Put a little fresh oil around the seal, that should help keep it, and we should be good. So with that, I'm going to get under there, put this on, make sure it catches, and you should be good to go. But yeah, if you can, put a little oil in there. It helps on a dry startup. Otherwise, it has to pump all the way through to get to the filter and then fill the filter. So it takes it a minute. That's why a lot of times when you start your car, you'll see the oil pressure be at 0, 0, 0. All of a sudden, it's like boom, 30, 40, whatever your car runs at. So I'm going to put this in. All right, guys, we got the Restore here. It's supposed to help out. We put it in a lot of cars with higher mileage. I've also got the Max Life. It's supposed to be good for seals. I don't know how many miles are on this, but this says shake well, so I've been shaking it for a second. Let's go ahead and see what we got here. I already pulled the little lid off of it, so there we go. See what it looks like. Oh, it looks gunky. Like really nasty. It's like a gray. Let's hope this helps. I shook it pretty good. Alright guys, just got some oil in. I did 5 quarts plus the Restore. It normally holds 6. So we're probably a little more than I like to. I normally just put in the 5 and then I start it. So I'm going to go ahead and get in there and see if this thing will fire up. We'll see how that fuel injection sounds. Alright guys, you see here what you want to do. Turn the key on. You'll hear the thing prime. You can see it's 44 degrees in here. It's kind of cold. Primes that pump. There we go. And the cool thing is I got my oil pressure. We're back up to, looks like 40 PSI. I don't want this to run too long. It does stink. But I just want to run long enough to get the oil to circulate a little bit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to kill it. I'm going to go check the fluid level and then fill it so it's full, because I know we're going to be a little short. And then I can start it back up and let it run again. So let's go ahead and check that. All right, guys, take a look at this right here. We'll go under this light. I like to set it down like that, pinch it between this finger, fold it over, touch it, pull it back. It looks like we are good. So it looks like we got plenty of oil in there. It means it was over full before. So that's a simple trick. A lot of the times you'll have to do it. Dump a little bit in, check it again, dump a little bit in, check it again. And every time you do it, you want to wipe this clean, stick it down and in. And I let it sit for a second while I find a nice clean piece, pull it back out. I set it down right there, pinch it, and then pull it over. Check it out. We're good. So, and then again, you want to check it in a couple days, but I think as far as the oil goes, we should be good. All right, guys, we should be about ready. The only thing I'm noticing is we still don't have full throttle. I'm going to have to order probably a new cable and maybe even take the pedal off and bend it a little bit. We're probably 3/4 of an inch from full throttle, or that's how much play there is from when I push the pedal to when it actually grabs the cable and pulls it. So that's going to be a job for another day. What I want to do is fire it up one more time and let you hear it rumble, because that's probably my favorite part. As you can see there, we're cold idle right around 950, give or take a little bit. Air fuel ratio is 13.3. Target air fuel is 13.1. Coolants went up to 53. Everything looks pretty good. The other thing I wanted to show you guys is this. We're at about 10 psi going in and right at 58 going out. So should be good. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one. If you can, hit subscribe. We're still trying to hit that 1,000 mark.